Now, it's been nearly a month since the apple juice recall. The National Consumer Commission has since launched an investigation into the conduct of Elgin Fruit Juices, which is believed to be the source of the recalled products. But what are the implications for businesses and consumers in such cases? And how can businesses protect themselves from a fallout of a product recall, and what kind of assistance can consumers receive? To speak more on this, I'm joined by Lizo Mnguni from Old Mutual Insure. Lizo, many thanks for joining us this morning. Let's start with that very question that I posed in my intro in terms of the implications of recalls of this scale.
Good morning, Rafiwa, to you and your viewers. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, the implications can, in some instances, be very dire. We encourage businesses and policyholders to definitely take out insurance for such eventualities. We do have recent figures from Coup and Tiger Brands and the costs that were involved in recalling in the product recall that they recently experienced due to the manufacturing defects that they found in the cans that they make. Somewhere in the tune of around 650 million rand is what it costs to recall all those products back. Such a cost could be crippling to small and medium-sized businesses. So we definitely encourage consumers to check their insurance if they do have insurance, and definitely make sure that they are covered for such eventualities like product recall.
Lisa, what are the increased risks to businesses in this particular context, especially in the current environment that we live in?
Absolutely. So there's a range of different risks, one of which being the actual product recall. If it is found to be lethal for some consumers or some people getting sick, for example, then a business could find itself having legal proceedings instituted against it. So those costs would generally be covered by a product liability insurance, not necessarily offered by most insurers. It is very specialist type of insurance, but that would cover the legal costs to do with the case being brought against the company itself, as well as the costs of warehousing, storage costs that business might incur as a result of having to recall those products. So there's a range of different risks, and we have seen a trend towards increased product recalls as technology advances. Most of the car manufacturers around the world have recalled some of their vehicles at some stage, and the cost can be quite large, especially if it's on a global basis. So those are definitely increased risks as we take advanced technologically.
Yeah, and of course, when you're talking about the product offering, that specialist insurance, you are speaking here about that public liability insurance. You mentioned very briefly that it would cover things like legal costs, but for small to medium businesses who are going to be looking to this avenue, what exactly are they getting from an insurance firm with this cover?
So the cover would, as you've said, cover the cost of any financial loss resulting from the recalled products, as well as disposal costs, warehousing costs, and restocking costs. Reputational damage. Some policies do cover the reputational damage that comes with product recalls, as well as just the actual expenses of recalling the products off retailers' shelves. So there's a range of different things that could be covered by a product liability insurance cover. And sometimes we have seen with policyholders, they can confuse it with public liability cover, which is something almost entirely different, which mainly covers claims lodged against businesses by consumers, suppliers, or members of the public due to third-party injury or property damage on the business's site. Public liability cover will not cover businesses for product recalls. You would have to definitely make sure with your insurer or your broker that you do have that extension cover of product liability in case you do experience to recall a few of your products.
Very interesting insights there from Lizo Mnguni, who's from Old Mutual Insure, talking about the implications of product recalls. And